Okay, today is November the 17th, 2024. My name is Tanya Finchum. I'm with Oklahoma State University with the Oklahoma Oral History Research Program. I am in the Stillwater Public Library with Adam Helmer and Christine Helmer. Is that okay?
It's Kristen. There's no
Kristen.
E.
Kristen, okay. Kristen. And this is for our series on Santa ambassadors. Adam and Kristen have been portraying Mr. and Mrs. Claus for a few years now, and we're going to learn a little bit about that in just a minute. But first, thank you for coming, and let's learn a little bit about each one of you. Start as far back as you like, either one of you.
You want to start out first, or you want me to?
No, you can.
How about it, Adam?
Well, actually, Santa Claus and all that stuff, it just reminds me of my childhood. Reminds me of how hard it was just getting home from school, the trials and tribulations of being chased home by kids in California in the bad areas. And when you have 6 or 8 kids just trying to prove themselves to you and you're just trying to get home and there's no one around you and you feel you're a latchkey kid. So you're just trying to lose them or not get hit enough to where it hurts too bad and you just want to get to the house. And that heart you have towards everybody else. And you want them to experience joy and caring that somebody out there is smiling and cheering for them. So that's where it begins.
Where the Santa comes in.
Yeah.
Providing joy for the kids maybe that don't get it year round.
That are overlooked. So when I play Santa, I'm always looking for the kids that a lot of times I think the Santas don't have time for. So my road to Santa Claus came later. I actually started to go through the church. I became a licensed minister working with youth, and then the church decided that I wasn't who they wanted. So that hurt me a lot, but there was misunderstandings with that, and I never did stand in and stand up for myself, which I should have. So some people don't know what was going on with other people on that. So I got so frustrated that I joined the Army at 34 years old. Now, at 33 years old, I was almost 400 pounds. So I had to lose 100 pounds to join the Army. So at 260 pounds, this is after I saw 9/11 and everything. So my heart, I'm very patriotic. I care about my country and stuff like that. I played high school football and everything. So, I felt like I could still physically do anything I wanted to do. Got in the military, was no longer angry at the world, but I still cared about people, and I've always been there trying to help people in one way or another, and that was the other reason why I wanted to join the Army, because I wanted to help the cadets. You know what I mean? Well, not just the cadets, because those were the officers. I had a college degree at that point, but I went in and enlisted. I was too old to be a cadet. Couldn't go to officer training school at 34. That cutoff was 29. So, and I had no problem with that because I just wanted to be a regular person. So I didn't want anyone to know that I had a college degree, but you can't hide that too long because your score on the ASVAB, stuff starts to come out and they're like, why are you an E4 with no military experience? They thought I was CID undercover, and it was very strange. I never got a promotion because they really didn't know how to take me, but everybody came to me. No matter where I was in my life, people always came to me because I learned how to listen. And by doing that, and caring about people, because I remember the loneliness and those quiet times when I felt like there was nobody there and I was by myself. And I wished there was someone there for me. So I want to be there for them. So what I used to do is I used to go over to, now, after I got out of the military,
Was that 4 years?
yeah, I spent 4 years in the military. I went to Fort Bragg. They sent me to Fort Bragg, which is now Fort Liberty. It's a pretty aggressive base. You know, special forces, airborne. I was in an airborne unit. Now, I turned 35 in basic training, so it's like, holy cow, you guys, I'm too old for this. They're 17 to 22 years old, and a lot of them were looking at going special forces and ranger, and I was like, I can't keep up with you guys. Great soldiers, love them, and I did pretty well. It wasn't the fastest. I was actually pretty slow compared to them, but I was able to keep up in a lot of ways. Long story short, when I got out of the military, I wound up working for the Department of Transportation. Did that busting rocks and concrete, testing it for roads and bridges. And then I wanted to get into truck driving because I don't know, I always liked driving. I always thought about being a truck driver. When I got into truck driving is when I started to see a little bit of money. And I was, how did that go? Things got hard because it was hard to be a truck driver and own your own rig, expenses and stuff like that.
Being on the road for months and months at a time and
Yeah,
not seeing friends and
separated from everybody and everything, and the cost of diesel, and then things would slow down, and you're doing everything you can to try and meet expenses, and everything's just falling apart no matter how much time you're spending out on the road. So finally, I couldn't afford it all. Got in an accident in my truck, lost it all, broke my heart with that. And I wound up working at Kojak with delinquent juveniles. That's where Santa comes into play, ironically enough.
Yeah.
those kids.
Yeah, but that comes into play because I wound up going to casinos Saturday night, listening to music and stuff for free.
I'm not sure how casinos and
Well, again, listening to music Saturday nights. So I'd go over there because it was free stuff, listening to music. And it was a lounge thing over at, what is that one casino over in McLeod next to my house? You remember? Fire Lake.
Yeah, Fire Lake, yeah.
Fire Lake Grand Casino. So I'd go over there, and then I won $2,000 one day. And I was like, I'm going to get myself a Santa costume. And that's because the year before, not the year before, 6 months before, a guy there looked at me and says, you know, with your beard so white, you know, you could play Santa Claus. And I was like, huh. Yeah, I think I know where I can get you a Santa suit. I got a Santa suit. And there's this one young man, and he's 14 years old. The guy was benching over 450 pounds. Just a big man, big boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he had frustrations and stuff, but he turned into a little kid when I put on that suit. He wanted to run and show me off to everybody else. And it was so easy to listen and talk to him when I was in that Santa suit. So later on, when I won the money and I bought the suit and I wore, I was planning on doing that for Kojak, working with the delinquent juveniles and all that. I never really thought about doing much more than just that. But are we just talking about our history, or are we going into the Santa
You're
thing?
doing fine.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
on the roll.
You keep going.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
I
fine.
like to talk. But
Yes, he does.
Makes my job easy. Go to it.
so with that, I went over and
What year was this? Let's do it.
good question.
Pre-me.
Yeah, I'd say it was probably 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Before
it's about
COVID.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that, yeah.
before COVID and all that stuff. So I got out of Kojak. Well, I think I started doing the Santa about 2019.
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, I am not good.
You
with
can come
years.
back to that
Yeah, we
part.
can come back.
Yeah, but
how did you end up going to the school?
Which school?
The Santa school.
Oh, I went to what's the name of that?
C.W. Howard.
Yeah.
CW. Ah,
Yeah.
yes. And oh my goodness, I found out about them and I was like, I really want to learn about how to do this correctly. So, and they had a thing in Michigan and I was like, oh, I've got to go. So I went and took some time to go do that while I was still working at Kojak. And it was one of the greatest events I ever did. All those guys wanting to be Santa, but a lot of them were what I'd call premium Santas, and I consider myself ghetto Santa. But that's just my mindset. I grew up with nothing. I had no money. I had nothing, and these guys, they were wearing mink and just everything. I was like, "Is that $10,000 suit? Oh my God! Wow! Can I touch it?" And they were showing stuff because they brought a lot of their stuff, and then there's these different shops and stuff selling things, but mainly they were teaching etiquette. Rules, regulations, how to do things. The reason why you wear the white gloves. You want to show respect towards the children. You want to have that separation between your skin and their skin because there are some people that aren't so nice. And as Santa Claus,
to
we want to
protect
be
the Santas and to protect the children.
Yeah.
They
We want to be
discussed the
above
white
board.
gloves and stuff like that. Yeah.
And
Never to be any question.
I wish there wasn't that other part of human nature. Mm-hmm. But you need to do something to show that there are those of us who
care.
Yeah, care. And we want to show that we are above board and we're doing everything we can to not even look like we're anywhere near anyone else.
Was it usually white gloves, or could it be any color?
Well, white or black, but usually they talked about white.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was about a year into it before I actually got a pair of white leather gloves. I was excited about that.
So how much did you pay for your first suit?
It was $850.
So you out of that $2,000, you did okay.
Yeah.
You mail ordered or?
I did. I wish I could remember the site, but man, I got their premium, and it was supposed to be one of the better sites to get a real heavy velour type setup. It's almost too heavy for out here because it is not that cool.
He gets hot.
Yes.
You get really hot in those suits.
Is it the Coca-Cola red or the burgundy? What color
Burgundy.
You went with the burgundy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is so gorgeous with the white and everything. It really looks beautiful. So I still love the suit and I wear the suit, but I found a lady I call my seamstress, and I'm having her build stuff for me. And right now I'm having her work on a suit for Mrs. Claus, and she's worked on some backdrops for me. And I actually have a sleigh. Slowly but surely I've been getting things and then rebuilding them. She probably doesn't want me to say this, but I'm so excited about it. Because of my incident when I was a truck driver and having my own company, I got into a Chapter 13. I just got out of that. I just finished paying every penny back to everybody. That just happened 2 weeks ago. Okay. So it was so awesome to be able to survive. It was $3,400 a month making payments, and it's supposed to be for 6 years, and it only wound up being 3 years. That was kind of strange in itself. So I'm talking
It's a
to
blessing,
lawyer,
and since then, all I've heard of is I want to have the sleigh redone, and I want a new outfit for you, and I want a new outfit for me, and what about this truck to haul the sleigh during parades, and I could have the truck refinished, and it
Chevy Apache.
Everything circles back to him getting to play Santa.
And it's because the looks on the kids.
the families, the parents, he's talking about the kids, but the adults get excited too.
Yeah.
Like they do. They get in there and they get excited. And when they figure out, he does an event in the summer and it's hot. It's down in Shawnee and it's a cops and kids event. And we're out there in 100+ degree weather. And the first year he did it in his full Santa suit.
Mm.
The second year, and I hadn't met him yet that first year. The second year we had met, and I was like, how about Santa goes to the beach? Like, he's got a Hawaiian shirt with a reindeer and Santa surfing on it, and we have Christmas palm trees lit up with Christmas lights and a backdrop at the beach and the whole thing. And so now Santa gets to be a little cooler. And we always take the sleigh, and the adults, we have had adults walk up to us before the event while we're still setting up, the other people setting up, and they're like, we saw the sleigh here last night. We might have climbed in it and took some pictures. And it happens, it's happened every time we've pre-set up the sleigh like that. Somebody comes along and was like, yeah, we may have gotten in your sleigh and took some pictures. It's like, it's fine.
There was this one father, and he must have been, 6'8", 7 foot tall. He was big, and he was a gentle giant, and he had these kids, what was it?
Little bitty kids.
Yeah,
and we invited him to get
4.
up in the sleigh with Santa and the kids, and he was like, oh, I don't think I should. And we're like, it'll hold you. The sleigh's steady. It's sturdy. It'll hold you. It'll be fine. And he got up there, and he just had the biggest grin on his face getting up there with his kids.
Biggest child. It was so cool. I didn't have a picture of it. I wanted a picture of it. Oh,
Maybe he'll come back.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so.
Some of them I ask the families if I can take pictures and use for his Facebook page and things like that with permission. That was one I didn't get a chance to. I think I was helping another family at that time, so I didn't get a picture. But
that's where I feel bad for other Santas if they don't have somebody there with them, because it's so hard to do all that alone. And now that I have some additional resources I didn't have before, I can do things like I've got this alpine leather that from Australia that I plan to reupholster the seats with, and I tried to do that myself. I am not good at it.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and find somebody to have them redo that. I do know somebody that does good work on vehicles, and he's going to do some work on my sleigh now that I have, again,
the financial ability to do the big things he's been dying to do for the Santa stuff. Yeah.
And I think the kids will love it so much. So I see things coming forth, and I can't wait to see some of their eyes when they go inside and they sit down, because my sleigh is big enough to where it has a small seat on one side and then the bigger seat on the other side, so we can sit about
4 to 6 people, depending on how you stack them.
Where did you find it, or did you build it?
Shawnee, over at
there was some secondhand store, kind of like a flea market type place, and I think you had seen the picture on Facebook or something.
Yeah, I'm always looking for little things you can get off of Facebook, and when I saw that in there, and it was only like $800, which $800 is a lot, but for those sleighs, and in Oklahoma, it's like, I have never seen a sleigh in Oklahoma. And then all of a sudden I started seeing a few, but they were all beat up real bad.
This one's actually in pretty decent condition.
$200, it's a real sleigh. So I can't wait to see it fully set up where the kids enjoy it. And I've got this thought in mind, and I think she's on board somewhat with it. In fact, she changed my thought a little bit on it. So it's going to, Midnight Run is the name I'm going to have the sleigh. And then again,
the truck too.
The truck, Chevy Apache. 59 is what I'm looking at right now, with double headlights on both sides. I have some friends going to go look at this one that I'm looking at.
And there's the man with the automotive. Shiny new toys.
Be red, painted red?
No, that's where the exciting part comes in. It's going to be almost like a rat rod. It's going to be satin flat black with chrome. The sleigh and the truck. So with that, and this is part of her thought, it brings out the color of all
The outfits and things.
that-
Because you
yeah.
get, the families are going to come in their Christmas attire. The little girls are going to be dressed up in their fancy red dresses. You don't want the reds to clash.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I was always thinking shiny, almost mirror type. And then she's like, no, if you do it flat, then you don't have other things
Reflections in the paint on the
yeah,
pictures.
conflicting. And I was like, oh, rat rod. And then all of a
I
sudden,
created a monster with that, but yes.
well, then the movie Red One comes out with Santa and all that. And I was like, oh my goodness, they're thinking the same thing. But it looks a little more.
I think the commercials made it come out to be something a little different than what was in the actual movie. We went and watched that last night.
Yes,
If it's a
I'm
Christmas
always,
movie, we're going to see it.
But it's going to be a little different in all senses because I don't know, it's kind of going to have that look of, I don't know, high performance slash nostalgia.
I think it's going to get the
and
kids
antique,
and the dads dragged in, for sure.
which a lot of times it's hard to get the dads into it. But if it can get the whole family, oh my goodness. I'd love to see the families get in there and get pictures as a whole, because a lot of times the fathers kind of stand back, but the ones who really get involved, that's a picture for a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is your seamstress in Oklahoma or out of?
She's in Cushing, actually,
She
where we live.
works with the school, and little does she know that we are looking forward to having her do so many things for us.
She might be surprised if she sees this interview before we talk to her.
I have had her do 2 backdrops, and she's working on 2 right now. I have Santa's Village. I have
Backdrops, yeah.
the indoor Santa workshop.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like an old rustic Santa workshop, which is brand new this year. And then I have a fancy britches Santa's workshop that's, gold and just red velvet, just real pretty inside. And then I have that
The beach scene.
Yeah, the beach scene where you have the palm trees in the back and just that beautiful sky and the sand out there and everything. So I'm able to get these panels made to a certain size. And
He has them custom printed at a place over in Oklahoma City.
yeah, and that same place they used to do stuff, get the fabrics for that one gentleman that died this year that you were hoping to.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we found out about him. And I was I'm sorry.
We were looking, we asked them if they knew of anybody that, did any kind of customs
Yeah,
seamstress work like that. And they're like, well, we know a guy that used to get his fabric here and was telling us about him. But they said, unfortunately, he passed away, but they weren't sure. Maybe we could find somebody on his Facebook that could tell us. And then he found the one seamstress there in Cushing. So.
Yeah, now this isn't the same person, but that's what led us to try and find, and I actually found her locally next to us, because I always like talking to people in the area in Old Town Broadway.
He likes talking to people, yes.
I love the Old Town areas. So my hope is sometime in the future getting a little business in Old Town Broadway and helping other Santas through that with backdrops and other things. And
Being a resource.
yeah, exactly, being a resource. And then she does earrings and other stuff herself. So she wants to do her own business and retire from her job. So she's like, maybe. I was like, soon.
He threw some Christmas stuff on top of the stuff that I want to do, and I'm like, okay.
So we scratch each other's back on that.
So let's back up, and can you describe the first time you put on the suit and actually the first person that came and sat on your lap or whatever you might have done? Can you take us back that far?
The irony of that would be back to that one gentleman. He was benching like 500 pounds. It was, again, 14 years old. He sat on the lap. He became a little boy. And he's just a big man. And I was like,
And he was in that in the juvenile detention center.
And he became a little kid. And all the others, just the same thing. They were pulling me back and forth. And yes, they've done some
Unfortunate choices.
Yeah. And part of it is because of where they were, the role models they had, how they grew up, and of course, their choices. There were victims involved. But at the same time, they're still kids. And when you see them turn into the kids, I see less victims in the future, and I see hope. So I always want to think of hope for everybody. And if we can do something where there's less people being hurt, less people being sad.
And so your beard was about this color when you first did it?
This is original. I don't have to do anything. I got out of the military. My beard was white. My hair was black. The
military did it to him.
Oh, stress. Trying to keep up with those young guys. And they have a thing called an airborne shuffle. It is not a shuffle. You have to put your foot right in the back spot of somebody else who lifts their foot. And oh, my goodness.
You might have tripped a few times doing that, did you?
Oh, well, that's a whole other story.
So do you feel like you have to do the top white as well, or your hat covers?
The hat covers it, and I don't dye anything. I just, I go
natural.
So you would be considered a real bearded Santa, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning, and there's traditional, where it's fake, I guess.
Well, the interesting about that is when I went to
the school?
Yeah, C.W. Howard, Charles W. Howard's school. They were saying that it's better to have a fake beard. It's like, no, my beard is what got me into this. And then I thought I had such a good, now mind you, the last couple of years, it grew really, and it's getting better and better. And I need to put some stuff in it now because I ran out of some resin, but I spend a lot of time with my friends joke about how much time I spent at our wedding and stuff.
Yes. He spends more time grooming his beard than he does any other part of his body that needs grooming.
Oh,
do you curl it during the season or anything?
No. I told her I wanted to do Norwegian braids with the mustache coming down along the side. She was like, that would scare the kids. You can't do that. And I was like, you can do that after Christmas. I was like,
or
the curls. Mm-hmm.
I've thought about that too, but from what I understand, there's a certain culture, and I don't think we have that culture here in Oklahoma that does that, and I would love that. I think we saw some videos, and the people from the country, India, they have certain people that do that with their beards, and they put like little metal pieces, metal strings to braid in there, and I was like, oh, that's what I need.
To get the shape and get it to stay.
Yes. But I haven't found anyone to be able to do that yet. But yeah, I'd love to do that. So I'm kind of letting it grow out some, but not too much, because in the middle, of course, eating becomes a problem. But if I could find somebody to do that, that's my hope. I'm still kind of early in this compared to some of those Santas out there. But now that the brakes have been let off on resources, I think we're looking forward to
for this day.
Oh, I thought it was going to be coming in 3 years. And my hope is after we go to go see her family overseas next year, the next year she's supposed to go with me over to the Santa school.
To go to the school again.
Yeah, it's a continual thing over there. They bring different things to study and learn how to protect yourself and
how to protect the kids and
Yeah, I think that people have talked about insurance, having to have liability insurance and all of that. You never think of that. I hadn't thought of that. Makes sense.
If somebody trips getting in and out of the sleigh, that could be a big deal. So having that liability insurance is definitely a good thing.
We just ran into a current thing where somebody took one of our pictures, and it wasn't. They didn't ask about it. And
They took one of the pictures that we posted. It just so happened that it was our grandson. It was a picture we had posted on his Facebook page, Santa Wears Combat Boots. And it's for the people who took it, he's actually going to be Santa for their event. And they had added me, being that I handle all of his arrangements and all of that. They had added me to their Facebook page, and I just happened to be scrolling on Facebook and seen this post, and they're like, "This is our Santa," and I thought, yeah, okay, that's not real comfortable with that. They didn't ask, they didn't say anything, they just took the picture and posted it on their public Facebook page. And I kind of I sat on it for a little bit, and because it was a private, though it's Facebook, it's public, it's only so private ever when it's on Facebook. It was their private for their group. And so I didn't really say much. We had discussed it. I wasn't comfortable. And then like the next day, some other person in their group had taken the same picture and with a bunch of others, and they had posted, because it's a private group, you can't just share this page. This is how you download these pictures and share them to your own pages. And that's where he had to step in and call them and be like, "We're sorry, we're going to have to ask you to take that picture down. We have pictures available for you to use for advertisement, but that isn't one of them." And so now I feel like we have to add a little more security for those families, that they've given us permission to share their pictures, but not necessarily everyone. And so we're going to have to watermark some things and just be careful. I mean, it's an adorable picture. Of course I think it is. It's my grandson. Do I think it might have been the best picture on the whole page? Probably. But
you got to protect the kids, because there are nefarious people out there that do not have.
And there are parents that know whether it's safe out there or not. And I think when I called my daughter and explained to her what had happened and asked her feelings, like, if it doesn't bother you, we can just leave it. But if it bothers you, we will absolutely ask them to take it down. Her thing was, wow, they didn't even ask, like, yeah, no, I'm not okay with that. So I think that just goes to show that a little consideration goes a long way in every line of work. So
it's better to learn now than after something that could happen in worst case scenario. And again, that's family. What happens if it wasn't family with strangers? And the whole thing could snowball into something really bad really quick. And we don't do it for a lot of money. A lot of our events are free events. We have a couple that are minimal cost events, but according,
I kind of do a sliding scale fee depending on what the event is. Okay. Usually if it's for kids or small communities that typically won't have a Santa, we'll do that for free. We'll bring in our backdrops and our throne or the sleigh and go in and set up and agree to be there for a couple of hours or whatever it may be. And then others, depending on what the event is, of course, we can
let them do their own photography then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We always let everyone take their own pictures. I do take pictures as well, and offer to edit them and post them. And they can just, if they agree to it, I'll take the picture, I'll edit, I'll put it on his Facebook page, and they can download it whenever they want to. So.
The throne chair. I was so excited. That's the first thing I got before
he gets excited
the sleigh.
About his chair, yes.
It's gold and red velvet, and it's a $3,000 throne chair. I got it for $300 down in Dallas, and I was just like, I saw it again on Facebook, and I was like, oh my goodness. I raced over there in my little Outback, and it barely fit in there. So I was like,
it was a tight squeeze.
It still is. So the excitement on that, because that was the only thing that I had. And now slowly but surely building up things, got the trailer, and it's not an enclosed trailer. That's the next step we're looking at. But we've got this little 4x8 trailer. It's one of those little fold up trailers, but it fits the sleigh on there. Mm-hmm. And I also have a fireplace
Mm-hmm.
that goes on there. But I
He's got
think
a portable fireplace that he'll take for events. And it's funny, one of the events he does for the Shawnee Police Department is they do the gift giving for the kids, and they'll even have some of their officers dress up as elves and be there with him to help him. And you'll turn around and all of a sudden they're all gathered around a bunch of elves gathered around the fireplace because they're cold. And
for my birthday,
they have fun though.
this year she got me one of those standing
Propane.
propane tanks. I
Heater
think we'll
things.
have to get another one out there because it gets cold out there in December for them. So we're going to do that this year.
They're always excited to see the fireplace be broke out.
So you have a storage shed of all of this?
Some of it is in a
Rental
a
storage.
storage rental, and we recently bought a house over in Cushing, and some of the stuff is in the basement there, and some of the stuff is in the storage unit.
Our hope is to get all of it into the basement and a garage that we need to finish putting together and close it and make sure it's stable in every way possible.
Everything was built in like 1921, so it's taking a little remodeling to get things to the point to where we want to put his Santa stuff in and know that it's safe.
Yeah.
Which is interesting too, because it has crawl spaces because it was made, or it wasn't made for a speakeasy, but it was used as a speakeasy back in the 1920s.
According to the previous owner's son. We don't have any verification of that, but it's exciting for him to think about and imagine. And
Sure.
He's all about using his imagination.
Well, the story's behind it, because when we looked in the basement, it was pretty scary because there was a toilet up there. I was like, what? And then a shower on the side, and then there was it's like if you put handcuffs on that'd be like a Saw movie thing.
Then that was actually when we first walked down there, I was like, what in the Saw 4 was going on down here? Like, do we really want to buy this house? But after a little, discussions with other people in the community and stuff, I think we figured out they put a shower and a toilet and a washing machine downstairs because of oil workers.
Yes.
The women wouldn't let them in the house till they went downstairs and showered and changed because they didn't want the house covered in oil and dirt. So that seems like a much more likely story than, anything nefarious going on.
And that's why we don't have grass in the backyard to this day.
Yeah,
Only
that's
weeds.
what they said. Is that when they come in through the back gate and walk through the backyard, that the oil on them and everything would seep into the soil and kill off the grass, and now no grass will grow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to get a stuffed skunk about 5 foot tall, put it on the toilet, have him reading a newspaper, and also cuffed to the side of it.
I don't know why he wants it. It's the weirdest thing. Well, it did start with a shower curtain that I had seen. It was kind of a joke talking about how we were going to remodel different parts of the house. And I had seen the shower curtain, and it had this skunk sitting on a toilet reading a newspaper in the bathroom. And it was just kind of a funny, I wanted to do the bathroom in black and white and have this as a shower curtain. And then he got excited because around the toilet downstairs, there is a shower curtain rod. And so I think it provided a little privacy to this toilet.
There was no
just like
door,
against
there's
the wall.
no frame. It's just open space except
Right.
for the little shower curtain.
That once was there, yeah. So I had told him I'd get him that shower curtain, and now he's gone from the shower curtain to wanting a 5 foot skunk to sit there. I don't know if he just plans on sending down his unsuspecting friends to get something in the basement or what the plan is, but I'm sure it'll be something fun.
All right, back to Santa.
Yeah.
Creative.
Yes. Do you have a on your bucket list a Santa gig you really want to do? Your ultimate Santa gig?
Parade.
A parade?
Haven't done a parade yet. I would love to do a parade. What I'd love to do, and another thing I'd love to do, is go to car shows and then have a little button on some kind of music thing. And I was just telling her about this today. Have the 57 Chevy, 59 Apache.
I think he wants a
all
57,
dressed-
58, 59, but I'm not sure they conglomerate all them into one car.
It's like the old Cadillac song. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have the Chevy done in the satin black, as well as the sleigh, and then a button where it plays Christmas songs while you're going out doing those car shows, and you're listening to the Christmas songs, and every once in a while a Krampus song will come out. You know what I mean? So it's playful for the adults and all that. So
we may have regrets about letting him watch that movie last night.
And the other thing is getting a boat trailer with a long neck to hook onto the hitch, and then getting reindeer
and
in front of the sleigh.
So it looks like they're flying.
Yeah. I got to see that in Michigan. I was like, oh, I want to do that. You pull back on the reins and you see the reindeer go up and their feet go under. But I saw some guys that were just whipping it back, and I was like, no.
He's going to pull on and break stuff. Some of them weren't real gentle with it.
Some people aren't respectful of other people's stuff. So that's something we have to keep in mind of.
Make sure it's sturdy.
Whatever we do, we have to do it in a way where people can enjoy it and it's not too fragile. And some of the things we don't know how to do. So we're learning, and we want to get into woodworking real bad. So we're hoping to build a workshop. I thought you wanted a workshop too.
I don't want to get into the woodworking like you do.
Well, for that, when you have the workshop backdrop, do you have a workshop Santa outfit, or are you in your velvet?
Well, that's where I plan on having different outfits, and it's going to be kind of like almost like the Swedish workshop with the suspenders and all that stuff, but kind of where it has that part that comes around the front and the lederhosen.
Oh.
She's going to hate it, but I'm going to love it.
And knickers instead of
Yes,
what it was,
yes.
I don't remember what event that was. He kept sending me these images. He's like, what about this? And I'm like, what about no? I'm like, please don't wear that.
Probably Oktoberfest or
it,
something.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it was. I think it was a Christmas event. I don't know what Christmas event, but I talked him out of that one.
I would love to set up like a little Santa village. In California, they had this mountain, I forgot where it was, but they literally had an all year round Santa village set up. It didn't last too long. I don't know why. I don't know if it was too expensive, if they didn't have enough people, if the taxes were too much, or what was going on. But I could see that. Part of me is thinking, man, these drive-ins, they're shut down during the winter and stuff. It'd be cool to set up a winter village, Adam, and seeing if they'd work with you to just have those
Christmas movie showing and
vendors. Yes, those vendor trucks all on the outside, having people sell Christmas trees on the inside, and Santa Claus in one corner. You have people, what do they call that? The people singing, carolers. Sorry, sometimes my brain, I feel like, locks up. But it'd be I think it'd be an event where people would have a great time.
Sorry, do you envision being Santa and Mrs. Claus becoming a full-time job and giving up your other one?
Oh, yeah.
It's a retirement plan for him.
Okay.
I don't see it too far away. Most of the Santas, I think, that go full-time on that are a lot older than what I plan on doing, so I plan on getting into it sooner than others. I'm a disabled veteran. My body went through a bunch of things. I was just too old when I went in the Army trying to keep up with those guys.
So we should say where you came up with your title then for yourself for this.
That's where the Santa Wears Combat Boots came in.
Yeah,
and part of that was, where am I going to get boots to play Santa Claus? Because all they had were the little vinyl covers, right? And I was like, this looks cheesy. And you're looking at the prices of boots, and it's like, I don't like those boots. Wow, those are really expensive. Well, those don't look comfortable at all. Those aren't going to stand up walking all over the place and doing everything. And then I was like,
I have black boots.
It's like, Yeah, and those shine up well. We used to have to shine them up real good before we changed them up and stuff. But man, and there's a way they show you how to do them with a floor wax to make it look like
Mop and
glass.
glow of all things.
So it's gorgeous. So I've got a pair in there. They fit well, and
Yeah,
I can
it
do
always
just about
kinda evolved
anything
from
in them. They'll last forever.
And you polish them up every season?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to do that soon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you for reminding me.
And do you have to have your soup cleaned?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
And do you have someone you trust that does to do that?
The last couple of
Yes.
times we've done it at a dry cleaners here in Stillwater.
Oh.
A struggle that they run into is that when you have them dry cleaned, the white will turn pink, and you have to be very careful with that. And a couple of years ago, he took it to one, and that indeed happened. So we're still working on a little bit of hoping to get the white back to the white, but it's now minimal.
Yeah, it's not. It still looks good. It only gets to us because we know what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But the one lady that I call a seamstress, I'm going to have her build me a couple of different sets, maybe.
Lightweight.
Yes, for indoor events and stuff for a true Norwegian. I like the cold weather, and wearing this stuff, it has to be cold for me not to. I need an air conditioner blowing on me constantly.
So you do the event in August,
Mm-hmm.
and then when does the holiday season pick up for your scheduling things?
I'm usually the very first weekend in December, and we are
Oh.
already booked out every weekend.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming in on a helicopter / airplane. They
And
haven't
it's supposed to
decided.
be an airplane.
Oh, it is an airplane now.
Mhm.
At a chili cook-off in Cushing. And I was like,
He's super
"Oh."
excited for that.
Yeah,
He gets
that
to
would
fly
be.
in for that.
Oh my! Next year I might see if I bring in my own chili. It's going to be a New Mexico chili though.
Do they have a parade in Cushing?
They
No.
do, but I think they have.
They have their own Santa for
they
that.
have
We
a
came
Santa
in
that's
too
been
late
there
for
a
that.
while.
Yeah. So I try not to.
Maybe he'll get his
Upstage.
chance if that one retires.
Yeah.
So what's your radius of gigs that you'll do?
He'll go down to Shawnee. We haven't really put a limit on how far he's willing to go. It just really depends on work schedules and other events already scheduled.
Yeah.
We
Because I
go-
work 70 hours a week. Now I do take a bunch of days off for the different events.
And do
But-
they know you're Santa?
His work, yes. He loves this.
I got a letter, and my dispatchers, manager, supervisor, they saw this letter and they're like, Adam, come in here. So, and this letter was talking about the change in our vacation pay and all that stuff, which was
It was a
really
company-wide
awesome.
letter, and every employee got one. And most employees, it would say,
They're
John Smith at the top. No, not his.
AKA Santa. Now, mind you, that's what I put it on my site. So they didn't realize that I put it on the web page because you're supposed to put in your own title and what you want to be called. So I said AKA Santa. I didn't realize it was going to come across as on my official
Letters
letterhead
from work.
yeah. So it's like, oh my goodness, even my company acknowledges me as Santa. It's awesome. So they're like, is it about that time? Yeah, got all kinds of stuff coming down. Oh, what do you have? Wow, you got a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah. Wait, it's not a lot. It's what, about 8?
Yeah, I think it's about.
It's short
We have-
weekend. It's short time from
Yeah,
from
and
Thanksgiving to
Right.
Yeah.
And
this
he
year.
gets
even.
about 38 hours home every weekend. So
34 to 48. Because they allow me to do my reset as a truck driver at home. So when I do that reset, luckily lately it's been 48 hours, but
sometimes it's shorter.
34. Then I go back to work. So literally to do this stuff, I usually try and do it on Sundays when I know I have a day off. And then I try and add in a Saturday or Friday. OG&E, I think I had to do on Tuesday. Is it Sassy Dames is during the week too? Chili
No,
cook-off
Sassy Dames is on the weekend, is on a Saturday. Chili cook-off is on a Saturday. The accounting firm was on a Monday, and the OG&E I think is on a Friday.
Yes,
That's
I
why
have.
you need a Mrs. Santa.
Yes, yes. My CPA, the people I use
For taxes
for
and stuff.
taxes and all that. Yes, they sit there and it's like, "You play Santa?" It's like, "Yeah." The Santa we had playing last year died, and I was like, "Oh."
May or may not have been that for.
I'm sorry. They're like, "We didn't know who we were going to use play this year." And I was like, "Hey, I'd love to just tell me when." I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "And it's not too bad. I charge such and such for 2 hours." And they're like, "Oh, no, no." And I was like, "What do you mean, oh, no?" See, sometimes I still can't believe I get paid for it. So when they said that, I said, "No. Our Santa is going to be paid because we want really good gifts on Christmas." And I was like, I have no idea what they're going to pay, but I'm like, "Oh, this is going to go back into the Santa thing." Because I use their money to help make things better
for the next year.
Yes. And I can't
Anything
wait.
that he makes doing the Santa stuff, he puts back into it. So.
I would love to do something where I can give little things to the kids during the Coppin Kids things in August because it's a total free
We
event.
give out stickers. We give out a lot of Santa stickers. But yeah, he wants to do a little bit more than that.
Yeah, there's 2,000 to 4,000 people that come to that. And like one of the things is I'd like to find somebody who could help me build those old whirly whirls or whatever and give those out to the kids. You know what I mean? Build 2,000 to 3,000 of those. And it's
As someone who's worked in schools, I say that's a bad idea. Somebody's going to get hurt.
It's going to go off and knock my eye out.
What's the most frequent thing that child asks for?
Video games.
Video games?
Yeah, cell phones or iPads or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The irony to that is I really don't get asked for things much.
Well,
Most of the time, they just want to get up there and they want to get in the sleigh and they want a picture and they want to talk with Santa just a little bit. They want to say hi. They ask, "Are you the real Santa?" And then this is where going to a Santa school helps. How do you answer stuff like that? Do you know my name? Do you know what happened this year? And it's like, well, in Elfkin, they pronounce it. They're just looking at you kind of crazy. So sometimes you can kind of throw them off a little bit. And then,
smoke and mirrors to get them off the "how do you know me" thing. And
yeah, "Are you the real Santa?"
Well, don't I look real to you?
Do you want to peel my beard? It's like, "Are you the," and usually they tell you their name at some point. It's like, "Are you the real Jennifer? Are you the real Susan?" And then they're like, "Yeah, I'm the real Santa." And they're like, "Okay, that makes sense." But a lot of times and I thought they'd be asking for certain toys and stuff like that. But there's nothing specific. Usually when they do ask for something, I make sure their parents are right there so they hear what's going on. And I'll say it a little louder to make sure they hear that, to see what's going on. But all in all, they're just there for the moment, which really surprises me. Because I thought they'd ask for stuff.
What I mean, do you ask them though? Do you say, "What would you like for Christmas?" Or how do you?
You know what?
He doesn't have a set script.
No, because I try to read the child. I try not to make everything dut 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 dut. I look at the child and I try and see what they want to say. I'd let them direct me is what I try and do. So rather than say something to them, I wait a second.
Cookie-cutter responses.
Yeah, I try not to do cookie cutter responses. Everything is towards them. So whatever they say, I go along with. Would you like to get on the sleigh? Would you like me to help you on the sleigh? Yeah, because my heart again goes out to the ones who they're the ones that people say, okay, tell you what, why don't you just go ahead and sit aside and we'll help the next person, and when you decide what you want, we'll let you up. No, I want everybody to wait a moment so they have their moment to come on, because I don't want to push them aside.
And we'll even I'll suggest Santa climb out of the sleigh and just let the kids, he can stand next to the sleigh and the kids can get in it to get their picture. And, a lot of times my favorite pictures of him with the kids are the ones where the kids are just glued staring at him, and the parents are like, look at the camera, look at me. And the kid is just I'll be like, Santa, look at the kid. And get that picture of Santa and the kid looking at each other. And those are some of my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
More times than not, those kids, they feel more comfortable when their parents get in the sleigh with them. And I am outside of the sleigh, just kind of leaning on it a little bit. And that way they get their Christmas picture. And that means more to me than anything, is them getting that Christmas picture that they haven't got before.
That happy memory.
Yeah, that happy memory. Exactly. Something that they get to look back on. It's like, oh my goodness. The one kid, did I say this to you, or did I only tell you about the one boy pulling me off of the stairs that they couldn't get? Did I tell you about? Oh, that was me. At OOHRP, there's a couple of kids like this, but there's this one specific young man. When he saw me, and what they usually do is they sit on my lap and get a picture, and then they get their toy. Well, this one young man, he saw me and he started to.
Nope, wasn't going to do it.
No, and the father's like, I really would love to have a picture with you and Santa. And the mother's like, please. And he's like,
not doing it.
So they went ahead and pulled him aside. He got his toy. And I saw him, because I get off the stage where I have my throne, thank you. And it's such an overwhelming throne to the kids. Again, gold, red velvet. It's big. It fits me. I'm 300 pounds. So the kids are just like, oh. So a bunch of them will sit on it. And I don't mind any of that stuff. Please have a great time, And that's where I feel comfortable, because I got it for $300. So with that, if something happens to it,
it would matter. I think you'd still let them do it even if it was $3,000.
True, but that's another story. So I go out there and I speak with the kids. I sit on the floor with them. Those that try to avoid me, they usually come and they play with me with their toys and stuff like that, right? And then those who didn't avoid me, they want to show me all their stuff too. So that's all exciting. But I keep an eye up by the throne. And some of the kids, like this one, I saw him go up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. And when nobody's by the throne, he'll go over and he'll touch the throne. And then when I saw him go down the stairs, I sat on the stairs. He saw me sitting on the stairs and he's like, no. He came over.
The path.
I did block his path to get to the throne. So he was about 4 years old, right? So he grabbed me by my finger to get me off the stairs, because that's his path, Now, none of this is spoken, but his parents saw it. And again, his parents want a picture with Santa Claus, with their child with Santa Claus. They don't get a picture because the son doesn't like that. It's crying, the whole thing. It's not the best of pictures. Which actually I think is a great picture, because again, it shows the moment and what genuine. They have to deal with. It's genuine, exactly. So I'm down there and I let him pull me up. Of course, I'm pushing myself up too. And it looks like he's helping Santa, like Santa was having a problem with the steps or something. And the parents are like, wait. So they're coming over trying to take pictures. Oh my goodness. It's just a total different environment. You know what I mean? And it's like they get that picture with their little one helping Santa. That's a different picture. Not everybody gets that picture. So the other kids who got their picture with the kids on Santa's lap or on the throne and stuff like that, they didn't have their picture helping Santa. So stuff like that I just love because those kids get that future memory that they wouldn't have had. And I got to be part of that. So I think of myself as a problem solver. So I do what I can to help them have those memories.
And how did you learn that skill set? What?
Truck driving. Truck drivers, we're really problem solvers. What we have to do is driving for Dollar General, that's what I do. I have to unload frozen and fresh stuff, and I only have 35 to 45 minutes to do it at each stop. And I'm pushing these 1,800-pound carts full of milk and orange juice and everything like that. And it's usually anywhere between 3,500 to 8,000 pounds full of, again, the rolltainers and the frozen that I have to take off and put on. So whatever issues I have with the truck, the rolltainers, the cartons, the environment, other drivers trying to be, there are so many things that go wrong. I try and see, what can I do to make this right? How can I make it better? Okay, the manager at these stores, I need to get the paperwork to them and get them to give me back the paperwork. I need to have them come over and pop the seals before I can get inside. Okay, so one thing I can do is I'll lower the lift while they're coming to the back door, and while I see them, I have them come over and pop the seal. Because if I let them go away from opening the back door, I'll never find them again because they're doing 5 or 6 different things at once. And again, I only have so much time because I have that next store I have to go to, and I'm doing 10 to 12 stops a day. So it's like, dome, 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 dome. I take that same
ability to see the bigger picture and be able to sort out different ways of dealing with the different environments, different managers, different loads to help him be a different kind of Santa.
Now, mind you, I also learned that by working in the church, working in New Mexico with 5 different gangs on Vito Romero Road and dealing with their kids and stuff like that. And or their brothers and sisters. Yeah.
So your college degree is in?
Youth and family. It's a bachelor's degree with specialized ministry in youth.
Oh, that's some problem solving too, though. I mean,
exactly. I was in a master's for about 3 weeks, but I couldn't keep up with the reading. And
a lot of people skills you're learning along the way. Soft skills, as they say.
He was a bus driver at one point, public transportation bus driver. So those got to have people skills there.
And kids. So how did you get from California to how'd you land in Oklahoma?
Now
that was college.
Yeah, but it was an interesting college thing. My parents, when I graduated high school, my mom said, okay, you get to get out of the house. And I was like, okay. So I was going to church at the time, and the church said, okay, tell you what, you could rent a room from us. I was like, oh, awesome. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know I was going to. Then I got a job working at Northrop on the B-2 bomber. Worked there for about 2 years, and then they laid me off. And then I went to another Northrop plant, and I worked there for 2 years. I know it sounds like I'm going all over the place, but that second time I got laid off, you learn about aircraft and layoffs when you're young, that I already turned in information from that first layoff and being with that family, renting a room from them. They had me turn in information to Mid-America Bible College out here. I was the first one in my family to go to college. And my mom, I remember when I told her I was going to go to college, she's like, why are you going to college? Are you trying to be better? And that's the problem I ran into when I was working with inner city kids. There's a lot of parents felt like their kids were trying to be better than them. And I was like, no, they're just trying to do better. It has nothing to do with being better than. You can't get the same jobs without more education. Now it's a little different thing. I think you need education experience in trade school. You know what? I totally forgot. You're with OSU. Sorry. I didn't.
Education's good no matter where it comes, I think. I'm fine with it.
I can tell you that all of this has given me beautiful problem-solving skills because the professors from school helped me expand my horizons and my thinking, helped me change my language because every other word used to be dude. Dude, oh, dude, man, dude.
It comes out still every once in a while.
It does. I tried to surf, wasn't a good surfer, but I love the water. Scuba dive, but it's been a while. I need to get back to it. That's another story. But I got laid off for the second time, and what was it? It was just about 13 days. Well, this is an interesting story. I was working on the B-2 bomber. January 1st, I was like, I would really love to buy a new car. I'm hearing some rumblings. Are we going to be laid off? No, you're going to have a job for 2 years. Fine. I'm going to get a new car if we're going to. So I went and bought a brand new Jeep Wrangler. 2 weeks later, got a 60-day notice. No!
He was being laid off. Mm-hmm.
Yes, a 60-day layoff notice from Northrop. I was like, why didn't you tell me this before? I was so frustrated. But it seemed like 3 days after that, I got a call from the college. It's been a couple of years since I turned in the information to go to college. So I was like, wow, talk about timing. So I was like, yeah, I guess I could be there next week. And they're like, you'll be a week late, but we'll take you. Guess I'm going to be a college student. I was in an apartment all by myself, and I was like, oh my goodness, I had a king-size waterbed. It's like, how am I going to get that off the second floor and everything? Yeah, I'm one of the few people that did something like that. The manager loved me. So that was another story. Black lacquer waterbed, really cool. So moving all of that stuff, gave it to my parents pretty much. Came to college, was a week late. And when I got to college, I got there Monday.
Sunday or Monday?
Probably Sunday night. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I was always a strange cookie. So I came in wearing...
He knows he's a strange cookie.
I came in wearing a trench coat, shorts, and a tank top. Had long hair to the middle of my back. And
what year was this?
A long beard. This was 1994. So I came into this small college, Mid-America Bible College. There's probably about 450 people on campus. I come in there, brought by the police, mind you, because I didn't know where this college was. And the directions I got were a little iffy.
Google wasn't really what it is now, yeah.
No. So they dropped me off there, didn't stay there, left. These kids saw me, and I used to work out a lot. So I looked kind of aggressive looking. I was tired. I was exhausted. Just drove
cranky.
For 2 days from California. Yeah, I was cranky and hungry. So, yeah, hankry. That whole thing. So they looked at me, and I had a buddy there who was the one gentleman I rented a room from his parents. He went to college there. Or his parents went to college there, and he was a college student there. So I was asking them to bring him out to help me out. I didn't know my name was in this letter on a door that had all kinds of information on it. They kept me there for 2 hours, and they didn't go get this guy because they thought I was there to do something bad to this kid because I scared the daylights out of them. So they
We
brought.
just wanted to go to bed and eat.
Yes. So they brought the biggest kid they could from Louisiana out and the other biggest kid they had from Mississippi out. And I'm just looking at both of them. I was like, find Darren. This buddy of mine, he's dead now, but he's awesome. I probably shouldn't have said that. But again,
We can
his
edit a lot
family
later.
is awesome. But long story short, when they finally get him, it's like, they didn't want to tell me you were here, man. You scared the daylights out of everybody here. What's going on? I was like, I don't know. I'm tired. Just give me a bed. It's like, all right, man. They were telling me somebody's here to hurt me. I was like, I'm not here to hurt you. Give me a bed. He was
It's a long
laughing.
drive from the West Coast to Oklahoma.
To Oklahoma.
And his
Culture shock.
voice, oh my goodness, he could
Culture,
sing.
climate, everything.
Oh, he could sing. He could sing so well. He was so awesome. I wish I had his voice, but he was such a shy, quiet. Some of my best friends are quiet. And you'd think I kind of push them around because of me being an extrovert. No. I learned because of where I came up from and the things that I dealt with that I build those relationships, those deep relationships with them, and I stand back and I let them take the reins. So we have a great time with all of us participating. I play board games with some friends most of them are introverts. And me being an ultra extrovert, you wouldn't know it except for when you ask me about the rules to these games we play. Because, oh my goodness, they are intricate.
The introverts get really excited about the rules of the games. They'll all start talking at once and to give you the answers they'll read out the whole rule book for you.
I'm a C student. I barely graduated college, barely. And that's because I sat in the second row behind the A students and my notes were horrible, but I tried. And I tried and I tried. And I'd go I did do it. I graduated. And I graduated with the May 3rd tornado.
Okay.
I had an apartment on Western and 119th Street. And I was outside looking at the tornado. Tornado was coming straight at me. I was like, that's a big tornado. And I went, wham, wham, wham. I shouldn't be looking at this tornado.
You should go inside.
I went inside, and then I opened the balcony, and I'm looking at the tornado. And I was like, wow, that thing's getting close. It's coming straight at me. I closed the thing. I grabbed the sofa. I put it on its side in the hallway, and I knew to be in the bathroom. And I was like, it's going to blow this sofa right out of what did it? Mattress. Threw the sofa out of the way, got in the bathtub, put the mattress over me. This is what I'm supposed to do, right? This thing finally did its whole thing. Scary. You wouldn't believe. It hit the Dodge Aries I had at the time, put a 2x4 through the windshield, went around the apartment complex. Oh, I also had a big, huge 2x4 that came through the roof, and it pierced the pillow in the bed. So if I would have been in bed, that would have been a bad thing. And then there was like all these, looked like toothpicks through the sides of the car, right? And this is my senior year in college. This is right before finals. So I was like, oh, talk about a bad time for all of this. And I go outside and just everything looks weird because after a tornado, the landscape looks totally different. Right behind us were all these storage units, flattened, nothing out there. All the storage units were gone. Hit our building a little bit, but it was like the outskirts of the tornado. And I think the tornado was like 1.5 miles wide or something like that. It was huge, 1999. And it curled around, came back up, demolished the apartments right across the street from us. People were like, Adam, I thought you were dead. We heard it hit the apartments. It went right around me, man. And I sit there and I say man a lot too. And So I was over at the college, and they said they need some help over at this trailer park. I don't think we're supposed to go over to the trailer park. We're supposed to they need some help, and we have a group going out over there. All right, I'll go out over there. Went out over there. They actually had me on TV carrying water into this shelter with all this stuff, and I had friends, saw you on TV carrying water. What?
Just he didn't even know.
Yeah, the strangest things. I keep hearing things back and forth. But after that, I went over to try to get back to my apartment to get clothes. Couldn't get to my apartment because it was all blocked off because of all the tornado and everything. Yeah. So the people that were taking me back to my apartment said, well, no problem. You could spend the night at my house. Oh, cool. Do you have a washer and dryer? Yeah. Why? This is all I have for clothes. All my clothes is over in there. Oh, no. They took me over to Target and bought me clothes. There are a lot of great people out there. You know, I went out there to help people, to help them get their clothes and stuff at the tornado, take water to people out there. Never thought I needed help until the moment that one gentleman looked at me with his wife, and they were both like, you're helping other people. You need help. I don't need help. I just need a washing machine. And just sometimes a lot of people forget to think about themselves. And during Christmas, I want to look for those people that aren't thinking about themselves and helping other people. And that's where my focus is on independent businesses right now. I want to help them survive. So I'm trying to do Santa Claus for them for free to help their business spark a little more interest. So that's another reason why I want to do this sleigh and this truck, because it'll get a lot of looks. And I want to put a sign on the side.
Supporting the little businesses in the area.
Telling them what time we'll be there and stuff. Drive around a week before, and then like an hour before, and seeing the events, and then stay there and set everything up. That way, these small businesses are having a hard time. Mm-hmm. And I want to help the people that are working so hard. Mm-hmm. So it's not just kids. I have a heart for the people out there who are working hard.
Yeah, for most people.
Yeah. I have a heart for my wife, too.
I don't think he really ages.
So that's probably Santa's biggest characteristic then, is a big heart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if characteristic is the right word, but...
You got to have a big heart, or you're not doing your Santa any justice, for sure.
I don't know how you could play Santa without having a big heart. They told us not to be caught in the Santa outfit, going to the bars and the other stuff like that. And I was like, no, that would be a bad idea. Although I wanted to do Santa over at a liquor store that moved from one place to another. Not that I wanted to look like I was drinking, but I wanted to help the small business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a liquor store is a small business. And again, I have the coffee shop, which is a small business. And
we're doing a couple of smaller events this year. The chili cook-off. There's a coffee shop.
The liquor store's on Old Town Broadway.
Did a hardware store.
And Cushing.
Yeah. And will you get your outfit before you go? Or?
Oh, yeah.
They haven't called us back yet. He was supposed to call us back. The liquor store.
Yeah.
So we may not do it this year.
When you go for a gig, though, do you dress at home or do you dress there?
He dresses at home typically, if we can. It just depends on how far we have to go.
We're looking at doing a new thing this year, though, where we have that tent cabin thing.
Oh,
and if
so they have those. Have you seen those blow-up tents? Mm-hmm. So we're talking about possibly taking one of those and setting up the interior to look like Santa's workshop. That way we can put heat or AC in depending on what event we're doing. It's more climate controlled. And, we don't have to worry about the black backdrops blowing away in the wind or the whole thing collapsing.
With that, I think it would be pretty easy to be able to change out inside there and then just putting the uniform.
I'm just thinking, do you have to stay with speed limit? I'm thinking if you don't want to be pulled over as
Oh my
Santa
goodness,
either.
you would bring that up, huh?
He got pulled over. He did
in your suit.
He fortunately wasn't in his suit. He had done the Pawnee Cops for Kids.
Shawnee.
Shawnee, sorry.
Yeah.
Pawnee, Shawnee. My apologies. The Shawnee Cops and Kids event, and that was the first event that I went with him, and I dressed up as Mrs. Claus. And he had to go to work after, and I went back home, and he was on his way to go pick up his truck and trailer at work, and he got pulled over by one of the Shawnee Police Department because he just happened to come around a corner where it was like 45 miles an hour, and you hit this corner and slow down, and then it's 25 miles an hour. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to catch yourself doing over the speed limit because the corner's not that sharp.
And I just dropped off my trailer.
With the sleigh and everything
so
on it.
I remember the feeling of the Subaru having more of that on the accelerator. So when you take and drop off the trailer,
it goes a little faster than it does with the trailer on it.
It's just an Outback. You don't think of it as like a speed car.
No. So I get this phone call. I just got pulled over. Santa can't speed, babe.
It was, and then I tried to go to school for the ticket. You can't do that when you have a CDL.
Yeah.
So we just had to.
You just had to pay the ticket and be done with it.
Yeah, and call work and all of that stuff. So
saying to them, yeah, Santa got pulled over. Sorry.
Well, when you're out shopping now or out, do the kids come up to you and act like you're Santa or no?
There was.
Ironically, most of the time, no, but occasionally.
We went to there in McLeod, Oklahoma. They have a huge like blackberry festival, and we had gone, and this little girl, I mean, she couldn't have been maybe 6 or 7 years old, just cute as a button, but she was giving him like
the stink eye.
She's giving him the stink eye and just staring him down, and he's trying to talk to her, and the dad was like, what's up? And she just kept staring at him. And then it finally clicked. I'm like, I think she's one of your kids that knows you as Santa. And she wants to know why you're here. Like, why are you not up at the North Pole? And, but she did. She was staring him down for everything she was worth. And he was trying so hard to get her to smile or something. And she wouldn't. Like, she knew he shouldn't be there. And so it was, sometimes he runs into him.
The father was a biker, too.
Big old dude, too. And he's like, I swear I didn't do anything to your kid.
Bald head. And I'm just in there going, okay.
Your kid looks like she wants you to beat me up.
Did you have on a hat?
No. I was wearing a tank top and short. Ever since I got back from Iraq, I told myself I really don't ever want to wear pants again. It's so hot.
Not in the heat, yeah.
Ever. Cold, doesn't matter.
True.
I work inside a refrigerated trailer and a freezer. I wear shorts constantly. So I really don't wear jackets or anything unless I'm going in the freezer. I have no problem with the cold. With the rain, I'll wear a little bit of something. But man, that little girl.
Most of the time, they don't recognize him because he's not dressed anything like Santa.
Yeah.
They'd have to know his voice or just, there's something there that's familiar to them. And I really do think that was that situation with that little girl. She had to know that.
I think it's the shaved head on the sides. They don't, since I have the hat on, it covers up the hair. So they think I have a different hairdo or something. So when I walk around, because I wear glasses. With the glasses, I don't like the hair standing up on the side because the glasses push it up. So I have it shaved on the side. Plus, being in the military, I feel more comfortable with the hair shaved on the side.
So as it gets grayer, they may start thinking that you're
maybe
more.
Yes. I think that'll become more of an issue. And I'll probably grow out the hair more than I wish my hair was as gray as hers, which she probably wishes her hair wasn't as gray.
Why do you have to bring my gray hair into this? Excuse me, sir.
Well, some Santas and color theirs year round so that they can still play the part.
I know a lot of people that they dye their beard and stuff like that, and it's so bad for the beard, for the hair on there, and my heart goes out to them, and I just look back at it, and it's like, it's kind of nice not having to do that.
Mm-hmm. So you wear combat boots. You've got your suit. How about a belt? What kind of belt do you have?
That's where I want to get a thing to build my own belt.
He wants to make his own Santa belt.
Buckles
Or
and
at
all.
least design one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We just picked up some bells over at, what was the name of that store?
Hobby
Was that
Lobby.
Hobby Lobby?
Usually grown men are not excited to go into Hobby Lobby, much less the Christmas section, but good luck dragging him away.
Yeah, there was like the leather strip with some bells. It had a decent sound on it, but I'd love to get some of those older bells, the old sleigh bells. They have just such a beautiful sound.
Put some on his belt so when he walks he jingles.
I have a staff I want to build, and I have this old piece of wood, and I want to put it on there.
With the bells and
There's this Christmas tree I have out of bells, and
Mhm.
she thought it was for her, and I felt so bad. I was like, no, it's for my
took
staff.
it. I thought it was for me for decorating the house. No.
I
Not
didn't know
this guy.
she wanted it because it's cool. It has all of these bells all the way around, and it comes to the point at the top. And I'm going to take the bottom off, and I'm going to put it in the staff, so it's going to be the apex of the staff that I carry around. And then I got these other bells on the leather strips I'm going to put on the side. And then I've got this little rope of little bells I want to wrap around it. She's probably already thinking too many bells. Too many bells.
100%.
But
In my head, I've already disassembled and rebuilt it. But go ahead.
but there's also these bells that the Native Americans probably don't want me to get at all. But man, they're the dancing bells, and they have a beautiful sound. But I want to use it for Christmas.
We had gone, I don't remember, somewhere near, we were on our way to Shawnee and we stopped at this.
It's the
It was-
north side of McLeod over by that casino where
Yeah,
that gas station
and it was a
is.
gas station on one side, and in the gas station there was like this Native Indian sales place, and they had
had
some bells he
clothes and
really,
bells.
really wanted, but he was respectful and asked them, and they honestly replied that no, they didn't want them used that way, so he walked away.
Yeah, at least you asked.
Yeah.
I so wanted to go back later on, hoping someone else was there. It's such a beautiful sound.
But he wouldn't do it.
I'm not saying I still don't want to do it. I won't do it. But I wish I knew where they got those bells from. I just need to spend the money on an old bell set. But I can't wait to see what this staff's like. From my mind.
So you're Christmas 24. You're all year round. You're not just.
I think
December.
it's a little longer for me since I start in August.
You keep shifting out of the shots.
Yeah, you've noticed that, have you?
My personality as such, I push things away. Okay, I'm sorry. I know.
So
I
let's
know.
back up way back when you were a little tot. What was Christmas like? Or what did they celebrate it in your family?
We celebrated it. We didn't get much, just got a little bit. My dad had a temper. He actually, he used to get fired every 6 months because he didn't like being told what to do.
I know a few of those, yes.
So there's a lot of pride there. And my mom, which my dad, he had a starter jacket for this one gang in California. And he got in a fight with a bunch of them. Well, no, in Oregon is where he got it. He got in trouble with the law, and it was either go to prison or join the army and go to Vietnam. They stationed him in Malibu, and that's where he met my mom. My mom kept running away from California and Houston, Texas. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is my mom's parents are Hispanic. My dad's Norwegian. And he sounds like he doesn't like other racist. He doesn't like any race. He doesn't like anybody. It doesn't matter what color you are. He has something to say about all of them. But it's still strange how he married my mom.
Who was Hispanic.
Yeah, well, it must have been her food because, man, she could cook. Oh, my goodness, great food. And she's real stubborn. He's real stubborn. So when you have two real stubborn people, there's not a lot of money in the family. So she used to work at Head Start and would bring food home from the leftovers, working with the preschoolers and stuff like that. So we get little things, not much. It wasn't till high school, junior high school. My mom started work. This was in Palmdale High School, Palmdale, California. My mom worked for a couple of years for Rockwell. She worked on the space shuttle. They were doing a thing where they were trying to get local people jobs. And I think it was almost a political type thing. So she was making some good money there for about a year or two. And then that's when I found out politics really took over in different things like the Department of Defense and NASA and different stuff like that. It depends what politician was in office, whether or not they had money. So layoffs came, and my mom really never did get a job after that. She bought a swamp cooler. She got this big old huge swamp cooler, put it on this little house that we had. And when they left that little house, when they lost the little house, because they lost it because of bankruptcy and everything, she took the swamp cooler, moved to an apartment in Encino, put it in the window.
This massive swamp
cooler. Put it in the window. And I was like, oh my goodness. She turned that thing. You just have to be there to see some of the things. But
So was it just you, or did you have a sibling?
I have two siblings.
Two sisters.
Yeah, two sisters. The one went into the Air Force, and the other one
Got married and had a family.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't talk to any of them. We're.
Are you in the middle, or are you oldest?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
They're all kind of.
There might have been a lot of toxicity growing up, and some of them still live in that.
Way too much, and they're very selfish and arrogant, and I no longer wanted to feel.
You went the other direction.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
And whenever you kept trying to go back to your family, because everybody says families are thicker than blood, you can't, because it'll drag you down. So you get away from that, and your family winds up being who you make it.
Well, I'm just curious what your earliest memory of a Santa would have been. Not being Santa, but a Santa.
There's not one, to be honest with
Not
you.
one.
We never went to go see Santas or anything. So Santa was never really a thing in my life.
Except for Misfit Toys. Rudolph.
Toys. Yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed.
On
That
TV.
is my Santa.
Okay.
So I always felt like a misfit. Nobody wants to play with a Charlie in the box, even though I would have friends and stuff like that, but it seemed like something would go askew, where the people would start being mean to other people. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't like how you're treating other people. So I just stepped back, and I always felt like I was the guy. Yeah, the odd man. I jumped from group to group to group. There was a time in high school where there were these three gentlemen coming down a hill from Jock Hill. And I played varsity football my sophomore year for a few games. I was supposed to become a starter the next year, but I didn't like my temperament. So I got into drama. But
Okay.
That
I
helps
made-
with Santa too.
Yes, it does.
Very, I didn't even think about it, but yeah, very much so. I played Dracula.
Well, maybe not like that.
Fictional characters.
Yeah, Krampus, who knows? But I made some of the best friends through that. Started going to church my sophomore year after quitting football because I changed out a lot of the friends that weren't really friends. You know what I mean? And Rudolph, you know how he was going through things, trying to figure out who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed with me, every time I looked around and seeing people pushing people around, when I was graduating high school, we were going through, well, I better not bring that up. That'd probably be a different thing. Okay.
So at 16, you're making this conscientious decision to switch from, I mean, how you want to proceed with your life,
Mhm.
different from what
Who I want to
it
be,
Yes.
my character,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and Little House
That's
on the
impressive.
Prairie, and
Brutal.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Little House on the Prairie.
I always wanted to be.
Like who would
yes.
think? You see him walking through, walking down the street, and you think that guy watches Little House on the Prairie.
Because I used to squat. I maxed out squatting 600 pounds my sophomore year in high school. Have these huge calves still from what I did back then. I couldn't wear jeans because
Fit your body.
no, they didn't fit my body. My hips were too narrow. Not so much now, but because my legs were so big and my biceps were really good size compared to everything. And clothes was kind of hard, so I always wore loose fitting clothes and stuff. Now I'm kind of bigger, but the things that my role models
Mhm.
were those two shows. Again, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, watching everything in there, the Misfit Toys on the island, and Nobody Wants to Play with the Charlie in the Box, and yet Santa, that was my Santa.
When it came around to the end, yeah.
So do you watch Rudolph when it's on before Christmas, when they play it on TV?
Don't have time. I
Yeah.
need to though.
Sadly,
Do you watch any Christmas movie? I mean, how do you don't seem to need anything to get you in the Christmas spirit, but if
No.
you did, what would it be?
we
New stuff.
yeah, like he enjoys going to the movies, and so anytime he was excited when we met to find out that we both like full-grown adult, but I will sit down and I will watch every animated movie that comes out. I don't care.
It is so hard to do that as a single man. You know what I mean? They look at you as
You
if
walk
you're
in to see
crazy.
Moana by yourself, and people have questions.
So you wind up renting it or some other thing because you don't want to be that person. But yeah, Little House on the Prairie, the family. You know what I mean? How they did things as a family. I always wanted a family like that. And that's what really brought me out here to Oklahoma. Because originally I wanted to move to Missouri or Kansas. But when I came to Oklahoma for college, I was like, man, I really like the people out here. The people out here are so nice. And everything just fell out of place, even though I moved to fell into place, thank you. Moved to North Carolina, Fort Bragg, to do the military. And I just wound up coming back here again because of the people, and Oklahoma felt like home. And I don't know, it seemed like this is where I could make something more than the other places.
A place to build.
Yeah, build a future. But Oklahoma, dating for me was not a good thing because the ladies I date out here just looked at me as if I was not what they wanted. I was not country bred, and that's what they wanted. And I was like, I'm so attracted to you. You have no liking to me. And somehow I found a woman from the West Coast that moved over here. But I hate saying that I'm from the West Coast. if that makes sense. That wasn't my choice. My choice wasn't moving. Or
I
being
might give
born
him a
in
little bit of
California.
a hard time because he's from California.
I didn't want to be. I miss the beach. But man, everything else in California, outside of El Pollo Loco and In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, I love those things. I wish we had them out here. But
Food.
man, the people, the traffic, everything else, just
You've
the
been here since
craziness.
1994,
Yeah.
1940, 1940.
Yeah, 1994. And then I left, what was it, 99? Yeah, I was in New Mexico for a few years, which I learned about Hatch green chili. Oh, wonderful. She hates Hatch green chili. Yeah, green chili. I used to love getting these cases of green chilies, and
They smell up the entire house.
you
It's
roast
in your
them.
clothes. It's in the furniture.
You bubble them, and you take the outside shell off, and you take the seeds out, and then you put them in a gallon bag, and you stick them in the freezer, and then you use them with eggs. You make a stew out of them. You put them on burgers. And she's like, "Oh, what is that smell? It's heaven. It's heaven." Sorry, I went on a tangent.
So you're on your drama.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And that's where I make my friends, and that's how I graduated college. I mean, when I went to college again mid-year. Everybody already has their friends. So I was like, okay, all right, nobody wants to play with Charlie in the Box. It's okay. Tattoo, I got you. So I sit there, I got a little Weber, and I got me one of those
Barbecue grill.
Yeah, a Weber barbecue grill, but the thing that you get in and you sleep in outside, not sleep,
Hammock.
hammock. Thank you. So I found a way to set up the hammock while I'm kicking it with my barbecue grill, trying to read these dry books, trying to read them.
Textbooks.
Yeah, so I'm out there doing all this stuff right next to the volleyball nets, and everybody's coming over there and they're smelling what I'm cooking right there.
You made friends with food.
Really quick. They all started bringing me food to cook them on this little Weber grill. I'm like, I need to get a bigger grill. But before I knew it, they were all trying to put up hammocks all over the place. Like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I just roped it around one side and the other, and then playing volleyball out there. And then I get all different groups to hang out together. I got the ones that are big into the books but are not athletic, to hang out with the ones that are all athletic, to hang out with the ones that are musical, meaning they play instruments, to hang out with the ones that are vocal. I just got along with all of them, and we all would just hang to the point where they made a position in the college for me. They made me the social RA. They didn't have that before. I was like, oh, look at that. I'm getting paid, $500 a semester. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to get 5 different jobs. I was working at the TWA for throwing luggage, and then I was working at the golf course right across the street from Mid-America, as well as Toys R Us. And you had to get all these different jobs at the same time to try and make any money.
All good training for Santa, though. If you think about it, all of those things.
Oh, heck yeah. Even going around circles in the sand trap. It's like working a sleigh.
But bringing people together and making them feel comfortable
Personality
is a key thing.
It helped me develop my personality.
Well, do you do a ho, ho, ho when you come in to the thing?
Sometimes. I was told at the Michigan thing that it's overblown, so don't use it too much.
Yeah.
But try and do things in a way where it's not expected, but it's enjoyed. And I was like,
Parents probably like the ho, ho, ho more than the kids. I don't know.
Scares the kids.
Yeah.
And I have
Depends
such a
on how
boisterous
loud it is.
voice, I have to be careful. Because when I get excited, I get loud and I can get deep. And usually that's when the little kids turn their head.
Well, do you try to sing for them sometimes or no?
No, they don't want to hear me sing. I wish I could sing, but I'm looking at these things that do sing, and I was like, oh, that would work. And I have some friends that sing, and to be honest with you, they don't know it yet, But I think I'm going to check with them to see if I can't get them to come to some of the things and get them to sing. Try and bring some of them on board.
Well,
But she didn't know about that either. It's been
I'm
in
like,
my
you're
head.
learning today.
Hold on, what are we doing?
Of all the TV Christmas movies or movies Santa's played in, do you have a favorite one, or is it the Rudolph one?
Well,
Like Tim Allen's
You like that one from last year? What was that? Silent Night? Is that he's still a guy that likes like the action movies and all of that.
and military and all that stuff. So there's the one with the Mel Gibson where he loses his eye at the end of it, but he's with the military.
It's real recent.
It's a Christmas.
He is Santa Claus, but he's married to. She pulls out a shotgun too. What's her name? Oh yeah, because it's
an action movie, but it's about Santa.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. It's Silent Night. It's one of those.
That one's not Silent Night. Silent Night's the one with the other guy, where the family, like the rich family, Santa's going to their house, and the little kid asks him for help because the family's being held hostage for money or something. That was Silent Night, and I can't think of the name of the guy that's. The guy from Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah,
the sheriff from Stranger Things.
That one was
the guy.
good too. But I do like the other one with Mel Gibson when he loses an eye of Santa. And he
I thought you might say Kurt Russell in the Christmas Chronicles, Santa Claus. What is it?
I really like that. I love his outfit. Oh my goodness.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It is, and I love his sleigh on there too. And who can't love Kurt Russell and his Goldie Hawn? Yes, yeah. I mean they're my heroes from back when, and I do need to. What I really need to do is I need to build a library of all these movies.
The Christmas movies.
Yes, the ones I want to see. The only reason why I don't see them every year is it's time. I am so exhausted trying to do all this stuff. All I do is I come home and I cater to my wife and our 14-year-old, her daughter that I'm trying to. She just turned 15.
And he cooks peppers. And he cooks like he will get up.
I made a ganache raspberry cake for her daughter's boyfriend who said he wanted a cake. I didn't realize they liked my cake so much. I went to pastry school. And so I can do some things really, really good.
Because, of course, Santa needs to know how to make cakes and cookies and things.
Ganache is a really rich chocolate with cream. And you take that and then you put a real nice berry or something with it and put that in the center. And just the chocolate used on the outside. And it is so good.
He's multi-talented.
He's got his little Santa fingers and a little bit of everything.
I can make tamales, but it takes way too long. The mothers, the grandmothers, the great-grandmothers,
that's not you.
That is all them.
Well, how did you two meet? I mean, you said you didn't know him when.
Yeah, I divorced, and my daughter was like, "Oh, you need to date," and I'm like, "Oh, maybe I don't." And she wanted me to get out there and have some fun. And so I was like, lived in this small little town. There's nobody there, and I'm like, "There's nobody here. I'm going to be dating." Like, no, I'm good, thank you. And she's like, "No, there's this Facebook dating thing." And I'm like, "What?" Like, you can, she's like, "Yeah, you go on Facebook, and in the search bar of Facebook, you type in Facebook dating, and it pops up." And at first I was like, "No, I don't think I should." And she just kind of kept after me. And so I went in and I filled out the whole, because you got to fill out all your information and everything before you can, start speaking with people. And I did it, and like immediately I started getting these messages, and I'm like, okay. And it was more out of curiosity, who's dating someone my age? Like, is there anybody looking for anybody my age? Really? Like, I don't think so. And all of a sudden I start getting these notifications and I go on and look and I'm like, oh dear, they're all women. I wasn't expecting that. It turns out when I set up my profile, I had set it up as a woman interested in other women. I'm texting
And that's how we met.
And I'm texting my children and I'm going, I really don't think this is for me. I can't even set up a profile. Like, this is bad. Like, how do I make it stop? And they were just kind of, maybe you should go with it, Mom. Like, it was just kind of a joke. And then I finally got the profile set right and stayed on it for a little bit and started talking with him and a couple other gentlemen. But we had enough of the little things in common, and I feel like the little things are so important. And having those things in common, we were just a pretty good fit. Not
cream cheese and eggs. She loves cream cheese and eggs. I hate cream cheese. And then I found out it's French. I was like, you're not French, you're Irish. If I would have known that.
And when he asked you to marry him, he said, do you want to be Mrs. Claus, or did she say,
no, we had gone we had taken the 15-year-old to the Children's Museum in Oklahoma City. And they have that tube, the echo tube that you speak into. And he used that to ask me to marry him.
I had to find some way creative to ask her to marry me. And I had to do it somewhere in that place. I was like, why?
You picked the place. I did not.
It's because we had to do it for the daughter.
Okay.
So I can't even remember why. So I was like, how am I going to find some place to ask her to marry?
He always wants to include the kids.
Well, no, there was some reason we had to do that for her. Why did we have to do that with her? Or was it her choice?
I think you two got together and decided that was...
I think that was part of it, because I wanted her to be involved in this. And then she's like, we need to go there. And I was like, okay. So again, I sit there.
Oh, don't let him fool you. He enjoyed every minute of making a spectacle of himself.
Well, that's a given. But it's trying to figure out what to do in a child's thing that would seem...
Museum? Mm-hmm.
Yes, that seems somewhat respectable. I was like, oh, the echo horn.
Yeah.
So I could whisper it and shout it at the same time. And I had to do something in a way that didn't embarrass her, yet she knew how much it meant to me and what I really... So by the echo, or by the silence, I went to her private side, and by the shout, in my mind, I was showing the intensity and how much I wanted her to know that I truly wanted to marry her. So I think she realized, yes.
He's nuts, but okay. I've said from the beginning, of course he's crazy. He thinks he's Santa. How can you expect anybody to, not be,
So he didn't hide that part from you, him being Santa?
No, I knew.
You knew? Okay.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
He had already started his, you'd make a good Mrs. Claus campaign, and I was, no, I don't think so.
I usually don't hide it. I'm not a good hider. Everything's straight out in the open.
He'll tell you everything you ever did and didn't want to know.
And her daughter wound up being my best man, which was a whole other story. It was hilarious.
Yeah. I told her, I think he's going to ask me to marry him. And she's like, well, what part do I get? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what part of him asking me to marry him? Or, like, I was a little thrown off. And it was late at night. We had taken him to his truck.
Mind you, when she told me this, she was saying, I didn't know if she didn't want me to accept the marriage or not. So I'm sitting there trying to, which way is she going?
What do you mean? Like, what part of our life are you going to play? Like, it's just the way she asked, what part, the way she had asked the question. And I was like, she's like, well, no, which part of the wedding? Like, what part do I get to play in the wedding? And I'm like, well, do you want to be the flower girl or like, you know,
We were originally
bridesmaid?
just going to go to Las Vegas and
We're
do
gonna
something
sneak off
cheesy
somewhere
and cheap.
and quick.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I want to be his best man. So we went from just, you know, having a quiet, quick wedding somewhere with an officiant to like having a full on wedding because she wanted to be his best man. And he's always, you know, wanting to make sure that the kids feel like they're involved in everything. So
That's sweet, I think.
But she's a teenager, so
Everything has changed. She has become little Krampus.
Well, then Santa has to deliver really well for her.
Right.
I do. I try and bring coal to her every once in a while, and then a dead rodent. Here, eat this. Eat this.
Gross.
No,
It's disgusting.
I would think from what I would interpret too, you don't use the naughty and nice very much. And the kids.
No,
No.
all the kids are there's good in all of them, as far as he's concerned. Even the kids that, you know, even the ones that he worked with in the youth detention center,
Yeah.
he always saw the good in them.
Yeah, Santa should be used as a disciplinarian anyway.
That's Krampus's job.
There you go. Now, there was the first year I did the what do they call that? Was it cop? Yeah, cops and kids over there with the Shawnee Police Department in August. I saw this one parent holding on to this kid with this leash, and it was the little boy, and he must have been 2 years old, but he looked like a rhinoceros, and it had one of those
Like, this kid was just
child harness.
built. When he says
Oh.
rhinoceros, he means this kid was strong.
He looked like a little bulldog, and they said, "You want to go over there and sit with Santa?" And he like, "Oh." I like the kid growled at me, you know, and then walked off, and then he didn't walk, took.
Dragged
He
the
dragged, yeah, the family with him. So they're holding on for dear life with this kid, right? And then I saw the kid come back again, and then he looked at me and he was like, "Oh." And I was like, and he looked at me and I was like, a little thug. You know what I mean?
He's a tough little kid.
Yeah, again, 2 years old because he had the child harness on him and they're holding on for dear life. Did you want to go see Santa? Oh. Dragged him. And then I saw the kid come up again for the third time. Now, this is his way of showing respect. You know what I mean? I mean, at 2 years old, it's crazy what you can see in a kid. And he just stared at me. And I looked at him and I was like, again with the head nod.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his way of saying, "I accept you." And then he dragged his parents off again. Because he kept dragging them past me. But he had his full fill, didn't need pictures. He just had to go by a couple of times. And it was the cutest thing ever, you know what I mean? But it was the weirdest thing ever, you know? It reminded me of some kids that I knew in New Mexico that they could have gone either way. And it depended who was around them. And when I was in church, there was that story that they were talking about, telling the one kid, "You've got the two wolves. What is it? The wolf and the bear or something. It all depends on which one you feed, which one you become."
Basically saying that there's good and bad in everyone, and you get to make a choice.
Yeah, I can't remember how it went. But you get to decide if you're going to be good or bad. And it depends which way you spend your life, who you spend your life around. And I kind of did the same thing when I decided I no longer wanted to play football because I felt like it was too aggressive. So I got into drama and I started being around people that have never been in a fight in their life. And I was like, how? I want to hit you now. And they're looking at me going, what? And I was like, don't you annoy people really, really bad? They're like, I just decided not to fight. And I was like, I didn't know that was a decision. Because when I was younger, I was always jumped by 6 or 7 kids, you know what I mean? And it seemed like they were always trying to train their younger brothers by having the older brothers in there. So you would just get so worn down trying to defend yourself and everything that you'd just be in a ball. And I remember there was this one time right in front of a baseball card, a place where they were selling baseball cards, you know, the collector cards and all that. And then I had my head and was being slammed against the concrete on there. And the guy came out there like, get away, get away, get away, nothing, help me, you know. And finally, and then I just ran off. And I never want anything to deal with baseball cards to this day. I know I probably shouldn't put that in there. But I think about kids
Editing
and stuff like that. But that's another part of why I go out of my way on there, because there's so many kids out there who have had the experience of there's nobody around here
that cares.
Because loneliness is real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she's been away for so long. We should have met so much sooner. And I truly do believe that we are made for each other. And she's going to be the best Mrs. Santa Claus ever once she realizes that is her role in life.
Yes, I think so too.
Her hair is made for it.
And he's already ordering this outfit. So what's your favorite part of being in the role? Do you have a favorite part?
Holding the babies is big for him. And the little shy kids when they finally come around.
Oh, I love watching the little shy kids come around. And, you know, I guess I could say all of it, because at the OG&E thing, there was like there were 3 little girls. They'd come up, and I say little, but they must have been, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years old. And they came up with these microphones, and they were like, oh. And then they started singing to me through the microphones, and they actually sang pretty good. And I was like, they're the popular kids in the school, you know, because you look at them and you're like, they could make a movie on these 3 little girls. And I was like, holy cow. And then you go over and you see the one kid that's by herself, too shy. And I was like, oh, I want to go over there. And then all of a sudden you see the smile in them. And then you see the hyperactive kid that's also by themselves because they're too hyperactive. And I want to be over there.
There he is.
Yeah. So I was like, it's like different flavors of ice cream. How could you say which one is the best when sometimes I want vanilla. I want chocolate. Ooh, I want some black walnut. I want some pistachio. And it's just all wonderful. And you're just excited to be there and part of their life. It's their memory, and you get to be part of it. The one lady that didn't have a kid and brought a rabbit the size of a wheel.
This thing was huge.
My goodness. What did she call it?
Oh, I don't even remember, but I took pictures and sent them to the kids. Sent it to one of our kids to show the grandkids. Like, look what Santa got to hold today. This was a big bunny. Like, big bunny.
Must have weighed like 20, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
She's like, can I get a picture with you in there? I was like, definitely. It's called a giant something or other. Literally,
Flemish?
giant was in the
Flemish?
rabbit's name. So I was like, sure. I grabbed a big, huge, fluffy rabbit, and it was just all happy and just like, and I was like, oh my goodness.
I'm surprised we didn't have to stop at a pet store on the way home and get a bunny.
Oh, it was.
There's still time.
And she likes the mini Dachshunds, which
Dachshunds.
Dachshunds.
Wiener dog.
Wiener dog. We have a 100-pound Staffordshire that sleeps with us at night, pushes me off the bed, and gives her tongue licks on the face, and then puts his head or her head right on me. Just the most emotional face
She's a big old baby is what she is. She doesn't realize that people are scared of her. She just, unfortunately, she has no sense of where her body parts are, and she will stomp on your feet, and it hurts. And she,
pounds,
yeah, and
The
she'll
bulldog,
walk
she just-
across the bed and hopefully will miss your legs, but usually doesn't miss my legs. So lately I've been sending him pictures of all these little dogs that someday I would like something that won't crush my bones to snuggle with. You know, maybe not take up as much room on the bed, but she's our baby. So
Yeah. Come home from a hard day, a hard week's work, and then here she wants to be played with. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have any energy. My back's killing me. And she's like,
she wants
just
to
those
play.
tender little eyes just staring at you. I was like, oh, okay, come over here. I'll rub your belly.
She's a good girl.
Yes, she is. She is. So all in all, I'm excited about the direction things are going. I'm excited that my chapter 13 is over with and we get some additional resources. The daughter's in high school, and we'll see how things go with that. She's starting to put more on her plate with the Santa thing. She came here, so I was excited about that.
Yes, I appreciate that. Yes.
Um,
And the black truck and the black sled should be next year.
Probably
Maybe
next
by
year.
next season.
Yeah, we're going to go look at it. I have two buddies of mine that are going to go with me to see
There's
if
a
it's
truck that we're
worthwhile.
looking at to see if it's worthwhile. We might have to change up the truck or, you know, the type of truck just to get what we need.
Yeah,
You can get reliable.
Mhm.
it's something that has a good frame. But man, I really hope to get that Apache or
He's been
another
wanting an
year.
Apache for a long time.
I just think it has a lot of character.
Do you have
to
a
it.
special license plate?
Well, that's again, I want to do the license plate on it where it's going to be Midnight Run 2, because Midnight Run 1 is the sleigh.
Is that enough? Is that enough? Do you have enough
We would
spaces?
definitely have to come up with some sort of acronym or something to
Or
work.
forget the I's, just do
The vowel or the consonants.
Yeah.
Mhm.
maybe.
The number 2 or
Mhm.
2 eyes. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll look at it and
it's
see how it comes across.
7, isn't it?
N
Can you have 7?
D N T
7 or 8.
RUN. You may have to.
I'll talk to the lady over at.
The tag agency.
Well, MD, people will recognize that as midnight
Midnight.
if it's got the NGHT
Mhm.
or something.
Yeah.
And on the back of the sleigh, I'd like it done in scroll. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
beautiful. In fact, I told her originally I wanted it done in midnight blue, and she's like, "Oh no, no, no!" And she's like,
It was shiny too. It was
Yeah.
super, super glossy. And, you know, you use a glossy paint on something, that's going to reflect everything in pictures. So,
So I think on the back of the sleigh, the
sorry, I'm a
Run
bubble
will be-
burster.
Yeah, that's-
So sorry.
She helps me think of things I didn't think about, like the pictures, and it's all about memories.
Well, it's
the
not a
pictures.
hard no. It's this will do better.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
saying you can't have a truck. I'm just saying you can't have one that's midnight blue glossy.
Now she's saying all of this stuff because we're also looking at another vehicle for her, and she knows what
no,
I'm
no.
thinking
Let's
about.
be clear. When he found out that the chapter 13 was finally over, super excited, which, you know, I'm excited for him. And he's like, well, we need to pick out, you know, what kind of vehicle do you want? Have you picked out a vehicle? And I'm like, no, we have the Subaru. I'm fine with the Subaru. Like, you
It's
know, we
paid
need something
for.
else. Well, it's paid for. That helps.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, and he'd asked me several times. And then he's finally like, well, you know why I'm asking, right? He's like, you know why I want you to have a new vehicle? And I'm like, no. And he's like, because I told you I'd get you a new vehicle before I got my Apache truck. And I'm just like,
I always
oh.
think of her first, but right behind her, I'm thinking of me.
I'm like, okay, now that makes more sense. So, and I have a vehicle that I want that I think is more comfortable. I don't know if you've ever ridden in a Subaru or in a Jeep, but the seats aren't all that great.
They are not.
And especially for road trips or anything like that. And we like to do road trips and take vacations. For our honeymoon, we went to North Padre Island, and that's a 13-hour drive. and each way. And we did that in the Subaru, and boy, that was not comfortable at all. So I definitely want something that's a little more comfortable. And my best friend does a lot of stuff with us, and she has problems with her knees and needs to be able to stretch out her legs, and you can't do that in a little Subaru. So I'm looking for something she can stretch her legs out in.
Well, she's got her Christmas wish list then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. We both have our lists.
Yes. Yes, we
Nice.
do.
All right, we've covered everything I have on mine. Do you have anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
No. I'm excited
A
about this.
message for
Thank
all
you.
all the little boys and girls and adults out there.
I hope you all keep dreaming. I hope you remember everybody around you and your neighbors. You know, we forget about our neighbors. And especially with the last couple of years, we were told to separate from everybody. And a lot of times,
I left a lot of people out.
yeah. And there's a lot of people out there that they could use an invite to a barbecue, lunch, dinner,
Or just to know that someone's there.
yeah, board games, whatever. And I'd like to see us as a nation start doing that again, to look at the good things, the things that we all have in common rather than everything that separates us. And I don't know, the Christmas spirit, kind of like the old movies and stuff like that. Let's use it all year long. And again, I try to do things where I'm not competing against other Santas, and I want them to do awesome. And I don't want the kids to say, are you the real Santa or is he the real Santa? We all got the spirit. We're all different shades of Santa. You get to enjoy one adventure with them. You get to enjoy another adventure with me.
Mm-hmm.
Which adventure do you want? You should try all the adventures.
All right, then how do you exit an event?
I usually jump up shouting and I do a somersault. No. I am too old for that.
The shouting part I can see. The somersault, no.
Right, no.
It's usually very quiet.
Yeah.
Everything's...
We have started breaking down events and had latecomers come in, and we will stop and reset so that they have their chance with Santa. A lot of times we are the last ones to leave, just to make sure that, we're seeing every kid or family that he can see before they have to go.
And then at the end of the season, how do you decompress yourselves, or do you need to?
Oh, at the end of a night like that. The other part of being an ultra extrovert is I need that quiet, relaxed time. And I like listening to like Lindsey Sterling, violins and the orchestra, soft music, being with my wife and just kind of calm. That's where it is awesome to have an introvert in your life, because they are so calming and so relaxing. Because as an ultra extrovert, you get all of this energy from all of these people, and then you give it back out to them, and then you're a used battery. And then everybody looks at, but you're an extrovert. Yes, but I've just exploded, and I've gone atomic, and I am doing my best not to look silly or ridiculous and to make sure I don't offend anybody, because when you have that much energy come into you from so many people, it's hard to control yourself because it's hard to think.
The little kid that is so energetic and bouncing off the walls and pulling from all the stimulation.
That's me.
That doesn't know what to do with itself. Yeah.
You just go home and you get in a lazy chair, kick your feet back.
That's exactly what he does.
Yeah. Get a little bit of milk and a cookie.
And what's your favorite cookie? And we'll close.
Oh, I really, and she probably doesn't even know this. I love a good snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle, that's an Oklahoma thing. I had not heard, I did not grow up on snickerdoodles.
Really? So, have you had any?
When we moved here, someone brought them in and said, everybody has these at Christmas. Well, we didn't.
Cinnamon. Don't get me wrong. I love chocolate chip cookies. Warm. Oh, anything. What I really like to do too is make a honey butter with cinnamon and get those. I don't really have time to make my own bread anymore. So I get those Rhodes.
Frozen rolls that you can proof and then bake.
Oh, and then I just take those rolls and I'll get it with that butter, and I'm a happy camper. I got to be careful because bread's not good for us older people, but that and cookies and milk.
And Santa prefers snickerdoodles. So.
Oh, snickerdoodle! Bring on the cinnamon and the cookie.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming today. You awesome. I look forward to seeing the Midnight Run too, next season.
We'll send you a picture once we get all that stuff set up. In fact, you're welcome to any of our.
We do ask that if there's any pictures on the Facebook page that you want to use, just give us a heads up, and we can confirm that it's okay with the families.
Welcome to any of our public events. I don't know if any of them cost money to get into.
None.
The chili doesn't even cost money.
They're not even charging for chili entries. There was, what was it? There was something, I don't remember what it was now. I'll have to relook at the flyer. There was something you could pay into, but.
Oh, if you want to compete?
No, I don't even think.
No.
Because it's a newer event. This is the second year they've done it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, please. To me, this is exciting. I told the people at work about this. They're like, really? I was like, yeah. It's almost like its own accreditation. Like, really? It's like, yeah. Well, it's a college. It's a librarian. I love the shows, like the show, The Librarians. You know what I mean? They're going there with finding these different artifacts and stuff, and they do different stuff. And I was like, oh.
Well, there's even a librarian in It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm. There is,
but she's an old maid librarian,
right?
The library, they loved me, but I was the guy that they're like, shh.
Imagine that.
Shh. And then the library changed. And it wasn't until after I graduated college that the library changed. And it's like, oh, that's...
You can talk in the library.
And I was like, really? Mm-hmm. I don't go in the library anymore, but you can talk in the library? Yes. And I was like, oh my goodness. Because I tried to be quiet, and they're like, we don't do that anymore. But I do love...
We're doing an event at the at Simply Ground Coffee Shop there in Cushing. That you're more than welcome to come by. That's a public event. It's on a Saturday
in the building, so the sleigh won't be there, but the throne chair will be there. And stuff like
I'll keep an eye on your website too and see.
Please,
I'm getting ready to post the calendar. I'm working on getting that set up.
Make sure you tell us who you are when you send that, and we let everybody. Well, you don't have to tell us who you are. Just ask to be invited, and we'll invite you on there so you can follow us on
there. I think she's already on there.
Is she?
I think so.
That shows you how much I know about this.
I don't get on it that much myself, but I do. I do for this one. I'm looking for Santa.
Right.
I'm stalking Santas.
That is so awesome, and I'm excited that you didn't stop at 6. Because there must be so many personalities out there. And I look forward to seeing
I'm sure everyone is so very different.
How long are most of them with all the other Santas?
Let me end it before we do that. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And you can say ho, ho, ho if you want to.
Ho, ho, ho!